Hello again everyone, I'm Nesbit, you're the People of Skyrim. Okay, good morning to you. Let's continue this mod pack testing then at Bruma. Let's get in game. And I'll update you once we're in game, folks, okay, about what's going on. We started, in the last video, we'd already started the Bruma quest. But I've restarted it because I've made some changes. I've been correcting some of the lighting and applying some Lux templates with a TPOSC Setting Suns EMB preset. So as you can see now, the cathedral looks very different. Very, very different. And if you are tuning in and you can hear me, just give me the thumbs up that you can hear the game and me. That's always good to know. I'm sure I've got everything set up right, but if you can confirm, that's always good, folks. Okay, so as you, I'm waffling. Obviously, I've just started changing the exterior lighting templates, okay, for Bruma. And I've only done like 3 or 4 cells so far. I've done the temple, I've done the Fighters Guild, I've done several others. Some were okay anyway. And I started Bruma again because technically I had to, because I made some technical changes. But also I wanted to do the mod justice and actually understand a little bit about how it works. So I did some investigation to the Bruma quest and what I should be doing. So we're going to sort of do that in a logical order. Okay. There's still going to be some faffing around because, you know, I've just got the basic idea of how Bruma works, and it's a little bit different.
Silverplow, retired hunter and tracker at your service.
Okay, so we're currently, thank you, Jack. Cheers, mate. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the heirlooms. Now you can see the TPOSC Setting Suns EMB preset in full play. We're using Clever Charaf's Bruma textures, and I've made some adjustments to the farmhouse doors because because I was using oh god, Renthal's farmhouse door, and it conflicted with Bruma, so I've gone back to the, I was using Clever Charaf's Inns, but I overwrited the door with Renthal's, so I've removed Renthal's door, so we now got Clever Charaf's in Bruma, so it looks better. So really with Bruma as well, it really is about searching things out and finding things, you know. There isn't arrows to every part of the quests, so.
Great way to spend it.
But at the moment I'm interrogating
rooms and food, that's what we do.
Sorry.
What do you need?
At the moment I'm interrogating the townspeople to find clues about these artifacts.
I've got rooms, I've got food and drinks.
Oh, sorry,
and 1,000
folks.
elven ladies under my belt.
Let me just put on my HUD and let me put on the frames per second. Okay. Got the frames per second, my HUD's up as well.
You here to do business? I don't tend to gossip about my patrons. Bad for business. A little gold always greases the wheels. I'll tell you what you want to know. There's this Breton guy who comes through here every now and again. Sleaziest guy I've ever seen. Except for me, of course. Got a reputation to maintain, you know? Name's Etienne, or something like that. Anyway, he mentioned something to do with Akaviri trinkets while we spoke. Mentioned wanting to sell them, or something. I guess he's your man. I don't know. Listen, do you really think I'm going to tell you everything about my customers? That's a sure way to get run out of this business. Not going to happen. Go on. Try.
Okay. Okay, so as I said, no, let's just come out of the inn because it's very noisy. So as I said, folks, I've got a page I can refer to if I need to about Bruma quests and sort of the basic running load order, because I started looking for Bruma quests on YouTube and I saw SEO's you know, trial of Bruma, and it's a shit show. I mean, in the order that he did everything, and you can understand because it's not that easy to follow. So I did some research into how the Bruma quest should sort of logically play out, just so that, because again I've got to test this quest and make sure it works well with the TPOSC mod pack. So it has to be done competently. All right. So that's why I'm you know, taking a lead from a quest run through. So we're going to speak to some guy now. In fact, let's just think. Is there? Just make sure I have everything. Okay. What time of day is it? I'm looking for a dark elf. I'm not a dark elf, an elf of some description, if I remember rightly. Yeah. Okay, so let's carry on. Where am I going? There's a few things that needs to be done, folks, in terms of technical, and I'm going to show you those actually, because there's a lot of things, different things that are in my head that I've sort of discovered and worked out in the last few days, in terms of Bruma, which I'm going to tidy up. With the textures that I'm running, all these sorts of things will be tidied up, okay? The doors have been sorted out. Now, where's the inn? It's along here, isn't it? I think the elf was around here somewhere. Let's go into the inn. And the inn's different now as well, folks. It's got a lot more light and shadow being played out.
Any game around
all right.
lately?
The Gerald View is quite an agreeable venue. So, what can I play for you?
Hello?
Okay, just check the fireplaces and that too. Very nice. So, as you can see now, the interior lighting is very different. Okay, I've applied Lux templates, which work well with obviously the E&B preset setting suns that I'm working on. So, now there's some real nice touches between light and shadow, the dancing of the candle lights on the walls and everything. So we've got a nice interior now, okay? Looking interior. Oh. LODs have been applied, folks, by the way, as well. It was very easy to correct the LOD issue. I did some reading. On Dindu LOD Alpha, and it's just merely a case of removing the Heartlands reference under the text file in scripts that stopped the option to generate LODs in Dindu LOD. So it was very simple to do. And again, I'll do technical videos and when this mod pack comes out, all right? So you're going to have
a life full of adventure is the only life worth living.
You're going to have everything you need. I'm still looking for an elf at the moment, so we're keeping our...
Skyrim will find their way
What time
over
of day
here.
is it? Let's just go forward by an hour and see if I... Is that him? No, that's not him. Is it him? It looks like... That might be him, actually. Here we go. Here we go.
How dare he allow that lizard to engage in such a salacious display? It's a dingy squad filled with criminals, rats, and lice. The amount of underhanded deals and crooked business that goes on there, it beggars belief. I wanted the proprietor
Lady
to land
just
in
popped
hot
in.
water with our dear guard captain. He deserves it, no? Say, would you help me with that? Excellent. As it so happens, I'm a mage by trade. I have access to many magical items from my home of Alinor. Take this. It's a very special memory gem. I have one active at all times.
Hi, Strictly. Good morning to you.
Recorded everything that happened at the tavern that night. Take it and let the guard captain listen to it. Irrefutable evidence. I'm sure he'll see fit to take action then.
Okay, so let's go see the Bruma guy, because I think that's obviously the next thing. Because the innkeeper isn't going to be playing ball, so let's get something to blackmail him with. Yeah, I've never played Bruma. I've run around Bruma. You know, I explored it a little bit when it first came out, but I never had the time to play it. So I'm quite happy to do this actually. Now, where's the cat? Oh, have I got a marker for him? I have. I think he's actually in the castle, so that's good. Make sure we got everything highlighted right. Okay, now I've edited Bruma Castle with a template, and I sort of liked the subtlety of it in some ways, but I don't think it's dark enough for me, so I'll probably correct this template, but it's still better than the original template and the original setup it had.
What is it?
Oh, he's not the guy I'm looking for.
See you around.
I thought it was the guard I'm looking for. It is the guard, I'm sure it is. Where's the guard? And why has he come up? What other journals have I got? Miscellaneous. Let Captain... Okay, Captain, where are you? Let's just see the options with this guy again and see what else we can pick up on.
What is it? Good morning. Some amulets, some rings, a katana. Best of luck with your investigation. Welcome to Castle Bruma, seat of County Bruma, jewel of the Geralds and all Cyrodiil.
Ah, there we go.
Perhaps go speak with the guard captain?
Yeah.
I'm afraid such things are out of my... County Bruma.
Yeah, okay.
But
Alright.
we don't let that
So let's
get
find the
in
guard
our
captain
things.
then.
That's the Nord way, after all.
Was he going out of the door then as I was coming in? Wouldn't that be the way, hey? Who's that?
Good afternoon. What is it?
Okay, here he is. Okay, good shit. Right, right. Let's advance this quest a bit. Look.
Needing an inn? Go to the Gerald View. There's another tavern in town, the Restful Watchman, but it has a bad reputation. Oh, well, this should be interesting. Go ahead. Let's listen.
What's that snot-brained Altmer doing here? This is no place for one of them.
The lusty
You don't
maiden,
think
eh?
he's Stalmore, do you?
No, doesn't seem the sort. But he's still not the right type for our little den. Might bring the wrong kind of attention.
So what do we do? Stabbing him would be... excessive, so...
Hello.
I know. Why don't we treat him to a little show of our favorite lusty Ardonian maid?
Perfect. Let's go fetch her. Here, take this coin. I'd like to buy a little show for my Altmer friend over there.
Sure thing.
Oh, one other thing. He wanted you to roleplay as Lifsertail, you know, from...
Altmer. Always the same fantasy. Sure thing. Hey, darling. I heard you wanted a date with Lifsertail.
What is the meaning of this? Lifsertail? What a ridiculous name for an even more ridiculous... Oh my! Zarxus's breath! What in oblivion are you doing? I demand that you put that back on! Ariel, give me strength! Cease and desist! I demand that you cease and desist at once, you cretinous lizard woman! Stop jiggling about! I can't take this anymore. I think I'm going to faint. I think...
But I take commands from the guard captain.
Ha! It worked. Otis, you really are a genius.
I know. Sop didn't even know what hit him.
Ha! They breed 'em special in Alinor, don't
You know
they?
what's even more satisfying than arresting
Well,
a criminal?
that's certainly very
Seeing them rot in
interesting.
sin.
I'm not sure that there's much in there that I can take action on. Tell our Altmer friend that I'm very sorry. Bentior wants legal pressure. That can certainly be arranged. Take
Thank you.
this, a letter with my signature. Show it to him and he's sure to change his tune.
Okay, we're underway now, folks. This is good stuff. Okay. So, let's deal with the elf. Let's deal with the elf first and give him the bad news. Oh, where am I going? Down here, I think.
And so, Skyrim's new favorite folk hero chooses to grace us with their presence.
Alright, we'll find him in a minute. I'm not going to do a big hunt for him. Let's just look at, let's show you a few more interiors before we go back to the inn. We know what our quest is right now, okay, and what we got to do. But I just want to get to the Fighters Guild. I thought I'd show you that. Is that? I just got to work out where I am. No, it's down. It's down. We dropped down. I just want to look at the lighting in the Fighters Guild, stuff like that, okay? We'll look at that together. Here we go. Because I've edited this interior as well in terms of the template for the lighting. So just want to check it out. It looked really nice, I thought. It's much better. It was just bright. There was no shading or shadow or anything. So you got a bit more shadow going on here. I think I quite like that. I'd like to know what you think about that. I think that's quite authentic in terms of, you know, I sort of feel like it's the banner causing a reflection, but probably not. I mean, the table's really nice, okay? You'll see it coming up in a minute, folks. You're a little behind me in the stream. So I'm talking about the table and I'll let you know. Here we go. Look, you'll see it now. Okay, so the table's got some lovely shadow from the chandelier on it. And then you've got this sort of flickering of a big, like, you know, shadowy patch on the wall. Now, I like that. Good luck, Strictly. But Vortex will help you, I guess, because if you've gone back to Vortex, you'll be able to use this mod pack if you actually want to use this mod pack when it's out in the middle of next month. So, but yeah, I've never used Mod Organizer 2. I never used to use Vortex, to be honest with you. I used to do everything manually. But then you see, when I used TPOSC, I didn't use a lot. All I did was use my textures. I had textures and a few scripted mods, because with TPOSC I never really used to run much else. That's why I made TPOSC to be an all-in-one, so I didn't have to run much else, you know. Now that's why this mod pack's taken a while, because there's a lot of mods, even though I like them individually, I never use them with the People of Skyrim Complete. So, but anyway, I quite like the lighting there, and the way it reflects and the way it all moves. You might find, I think the table's fair enough from the chandelier. I think that's really nice. I think maybe that, you know, it's like a flag. It's just like, it's taking the reflection from the flag. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit naff. Maybe I need to change that. I'll think on that. But I initially liked it, but thinking on it, maybe I should change that up a bit. But other than that, the interior looks really nice. So let's move on then with the quest. Okay, so I did say I'd like to find the elf again. And we will do, I suppose, soon enough. But until then,
My dad is Albekius. What's your
let's
name?
go back and see this. Ah, there he is. Look, that's fortuitous. I can tell him he's shit out of luck.
You're back. Have you played back the memory gems recording for the captain? Zarx's backside. I'm leaving this awful town. I've had enough of this cretinous Cyrodiil. I'm returning to Alinor. At least there I'm not assailed by lustful lizards.
Yeah, I like atmosphere. It's important, mate. You know, that's why I spend so much time working on it. The only thing I wish the only last thing I really wish, I know it's difficult because I've talked to, well, Wine Dave's talked about this and other people, but snow textures for mountains and for other surfaces are a real bitch in Skyrim. I mean, they are really quite poor, but and there's not a lot you can do apparently, so people say. So, but there you go. Anyway, let's get back to the inn now. We've got some markers now, so that really does help. You just have to find the initial quest, you know, the right part, or find the right person first, because if you don't, like I saw in SEO's stream and stuff like that, it all goes tits up. So that's why I followed a bit of a guide and read up a bit on how Bruma should play out, and I'm actually going to refer to it again in a minute. So you know, if there's no map markers, or if I need to, because like I say, I want to test all this in some sort of proper sequence, so I know the mod pack's working well. Anyway, let's get on in here and threaten this guy, and then we can get to that cave and all the rest of it.
I've got rooms of... You here to do business? What? Let me see that. Oh, damn. Fine, I'll tell you what I know. Listen, I heard the thief had some dealings with some, fellow businessmen holed up in the Gerals. You'd probably call them bandits, though. I tell you, no respect for the profession these days. Here, just so I don't have to go sit in a cell again, I'll mark it on your map. Go take it up with them. And by the divines, leave me alone now, alright? God.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll come back to this guy later on because he's obviously got more to offer in terms of questing.
Bye.
Now, why is it still marked on him? Why has he still got the map marker on? Why has he still got a marker on him if I've just done business with him? Let's just go... Oh, shit it. Oh, hold on, folks. Journal. Right, well, I've got the den because I can see it on the map. That's fine. Okay, alright, that's the other thing. Alright then. Alright, so I see what I've got to inform him that what's his face is left.
Ah, that's good to hear. Thank you. Here, take a little bit of coin on the house. Oh, and have this. It's a leftover memory gem that one of the guys took out of the elf's pocket when he was passed out on the floor. Might fetch a decent sum.
Okay, cool. Right, okay, that's good. Now then, let's move on. Alright, folks, looking good, looking good. Okay, so let's start enjoying some of Bruma then. We're going to travel on to the bandit den. That's the Eastern Watchtower, okay. Now, which way do I want to go? I suppose north is where I want to go, as it was up north way. I think we could go out through the castle.
I'm Ruchia of the Jucani family.
Can I help you?
Oh, that's the castle. I don't want that. I want to get out of here. How do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, we're on target as well, so that's good. Just slow down a bit. I'm not walking. In fact, let's have a little bit of a walk.
Oblivion told that guy he's a good singer. I've heard it. Stupid.
Let's have a gentle walk to our next stage of the quest. There are still some things. Oh, by the way, yesterday as well, folks, I updated the Majestic Mountains in terms of the main file, because that's been updated. It's a little less complicated now. I've also loaded up the mesh fixer that fixes up the mesh for Majestic Mountains by another mod author, and I've also loaded up the update for Dindu Lod 3 for Majestic Mountain, and then I ran my Lod generator as well. So the frames here, I do notice on the island the frames take some hits, so I'm going to be doing some nav mesh work next. What I've done to date is I've sorted out the water's been sorted out, the patching, all the right patches are loaded up for Bruma, all that sort of stuff, updated textures, stuff like that. The last thing now is textures, really. The island is a little bit temperamental in places. With you know, I found what I might have to do is just test in terms of, you know, I might just have to test Bruma vanilla so I can see what's going on, so I know what's Bruma, what is Bruma, and what might be related to any textures I've got loaded up. Oh. How did I right in the Swede. Okay, right. I think we're here. We are, by the looks of it, pretty much as okay. So we're going to be going into a... Oh, I've got another wolf here. And again, more frames drop round here. A bit of a pull as well, very noticeable. So I think there's going to be some nav mesh work. I've got a funny feeling, or some sort of correction. So I will be working on that. And again, if you've got any questions, folks, you know, just feel free to ask, all right? But otherwise, the performance is pretty good. We haven't had any crashes or anything yet, touch wood, in this stream or the previous stream. So it all seems pretty smooth sailing. Just maybe a few small touch-ups, technical touch-ups, and we can be away. And we get this mod pack out.
Huh?
Hello, Python. How you doing? Nice to see you. Just to let you know, Python, I restarted the Bruma quest because I did some technical work, and I also picked up a manual on Bruma and how best to go about things, because I needed to test the quest properly and make sure everything worked properly. So I looked at the playthrough as a reference. So we started everything properly. I started again. I've loaded all the required patches for Bruma, and everything's going spiffingly well. I'm having a good time actually playing Bruma. I've never played it before, although I'm walking into a dead end here right now because I'm talking. So so I'll get back to it. But everything so far is going really well. We're in the process of chasing up this main quest. We're looking for a letter now or some... Okay, yeah, so where am I? Let me just think where I've just started. Where did we just come through? I've already lost my bearings. Right, where am I? Let me just think about this. Is that the way out? Yeah, okay, right, that's okay. Okay, so let's focus, because this is a bit of a windy tunnel system, so... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, here we go, look. Something going on here. And again, I'll just say, folks, if you don't know who I am, I'm Nesbit 098, the author of the People of Skyrim Complete, and I am testing a mod pack here. So I am cheating. I'm going to take my kills out with one shot. I'm using a high-powered bow and arrow. Again, this is about testing this mod pack, not playing for hours on end, right? I've got lots of work to do, so just making sure everything works as it should. Let's just save up, because I don't think I've done that for a while, actually. Which way do I want to go? There's 3 distinct ways here. Where's my quest marker? Let's have a look. Ah, right, okay. Why is he... Oh. Oh, right, okay. Which way? Let's go this way. I'm just going to try to I'm just trying to put a mental map in my head so I don't lose my bearings. I hate that, especially in stream. Oh, what? Oh, the bugger's behind me. Okay, there's not much here, I don't think. So we'll go back here. We'll go straight on then. I can't remember which way straight on. Oh, I should have looked at the north-south, looked at my markers. I forgot to do that. Never mind, doesn't matter. I'll find my way around, I'm sure. Oh, what's this here? Who's that? Oh, that's Lydie. Is that Lydie? Oh, it is Lydie. Oh, right, that's confused me. Okay. Yeah, I haven't touched the lighting in the cave system. Not yet. I haven't done this. I would... let's just take these torches away, because I want to see what it looks like with the torches. Alright, that's acceptable. I could go with that. You can make it brighter or darker in the EMB preset as well, right, folks? I think let's go around... Oh, what's this? I hear a big bear or something. Something's going on. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Oh, that's a great shot. So where is this damn guy? Where is he? Where is he? I take it there's a bandit leader, if I remember rightly. Someone I got to find who carries a note or something like that. Here we go. We getting close? The markers come up. Well, I seem to be moving in on someone. This is good. This might be it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, who's that there? Around there somewhere. Ah, crap. Up here. What's... Oh, for God's sake, that's going back out. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, that sucks. Is he outside or something? Has he actually moved? Let's just make sure I'm not... Ah! Is that inside the bandit den now? Or is that another location? Is that another location? That might be... Oh, right. That might be somewhere else then. Okay. Let's just see if I'm getting this right then. There seems to be another cave or something. Oh, this looks nice, folks. When you'll catch up with me in a sec. But the night's it's starting to look really nice. I think it's a different cave. Let's have a look. Let's see if I'm... Here we go. Okay, it's another cave. I think it's another cave. Oh, it is. All right. Okay. All right, it looks like he's in here then. He's up there, look.
Who made that noise?
Ah, good, 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 good. Here he is. Oh no, he's already dead. Is there any more enemies? Like the music. Great stuff. I got to read that note, haven't I? Brilliant. Okay, we're rocking and rolling now, folks. That stupid wannabe thief. I'm taking some of the boys down to the Bruma. I've just been there. Okay. All right. Let's just see what else we got around here, folks. Have a play. Sorry, Python. You just said maybe. Maybe to what? Sorry. The lights look really nice in here.
Back in my day, people respected thieves and bandits. Now they look down on us like vermin.
Nope, that's because you are vermin. In the head.
I knew I had...
What's this? Oh, a sad tale. All right, folks. Okay, so we've got the next stage of the quest of the antiquities. We've got to go back to the guard and report our findings. Okay, so we're pretty much done then. I don't really need to do much more in here, I don't think. I've got what I need in terms of... Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, mate. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even started to look at the caves yet. You know, I think some more subtle lighting would be good, but there you go. I'll look at that in the next few days. The interiors will be done one by one. So, okay, so, journal. I'm not going to run straight back to him. I was just curious because the guy said the first cave I went in wasn't the cave I needed to go in to find the leader. I might go back to that other cave in a bit, but for now... Now, here's the night sky now, folks. You're going to get... Let me talk about the night sky because, as in Skyrim, with this E&B preset, you're going to get many different lighting effects with it. And twilight and nighttime in the night sky, you know, you're going to see lots of different variations as well. Sometimes you'll have a strong twinkly night sky because I've got the animated stars loaded up for the E&B preset. Sometimes it'll be a little bit darker and there'll be a variation on the night sky. That's what I'm saying. You're going to see lots of variation on the night sky. But you should do as you use if you use the C&B preset. I'm going to just take because I see the frames drop there, so I'm keeping an eye out for things like that. So I'm going to run back to Bruma because I want to see if there's any performance issues or anything, you know, on the island, you know, that need adjusting. So, oh, what's this? He's got no fucking head. You're dead, mother. Damn, he had no head. Headless vampire, man. That's quite a neat touch. I like that. So yeah, the reason for going off the beaten track, folks, is for looking for any issues, any random CDTs on the island, stuff like that, any performance issues with the frames per second. But as I said, one of the things I want to see as well, I don't want to fast travel straight back to Bruma. I want to see how the lighting changes. See how the light changes, see, and stuff like that. And again, test the frames, test performance. Okay. So far, so good. A few frames drops here and there. Nothing major, just a bit of small nav mesh work will fix that up, I think. And again, I want to see how the textures play out on the Bruma Island and LODs and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I'll be doing that with the question as well, mate. I'm going to be running through Bruma, all across Bruma as well as checking all the interiors. Again, because I've got to make sure all the lighting's right and the performance is good, and that there's no complications. And again, you know, the most important thing as well, if people are having issues or whatever, you know, I can refer them to all these tests that I've done over the time as well. I mean, I do, you know, I sort of anticipate there's going to be a few things I'm going to miss. I'm sure I'm going to miss a few things along the way. It's not going to be perfect. There might be a landscape split or something that I've missed along the way, you know. But, yeah, I've got to check the island, you know. I've got to check the whole island. But I'm not going to run all the quests in Bruma because that would take a bit of time. I just want to get this main one out of the way. Some of the side quests, check the interiors, and check some of the other small quests as well. So that's the plan, because I'll know by the time I've done all that, you know, that I would have had maybe 5 or 6 hours by then of Bruma, so I'll have a good gauge of, you know, of where I sit with things. So okay, so let's go back to, again, there's a big drop round here in the frames. So You know, that's important to pick up on that. Let's get back to Bruma then. And let's get this quest advanced. Yeah. Well, I could, but it would take a lot of time strictly, you know. And what I've got to make sure is that the main quest plays out okay, that there's no CDTs on the island, that all the LODs work alright, that Lydie follows me everywhere, and she is, you know, so it's all about those basic tests. And again, you know, if there are any conflicts, it's really, you soon pick up on them because you'll feel them. I'll feel them. I'll know, you know, I know something's going on. And so far, I would say there's just maybe some nav mesh tidying up that needs doing, a bit of small landscape work like I showed you here, you know, where I got to do a few touches with the textures that I'm running. So, you know, I don't think there's going to be a lot. You know, Bruma's a well-made mod, but there are a few things that, because of the lighting that I'm running, Lux Via, Lux Orbis, and my Setting Suns preset, you know, there's
fresh meat in Bruma.
Right, let's just go through to the day, or to its... Actually, I'll tell you what, where are we? Are we at the inn? Let's go and sleep a minute. Let's just do things sort of relatively...
Name's Edvia. I work at Northern Ireland.
Just have a sleep at the inn, and then we'll
I'm proud of my ancestry. As should you be, Felinord.
The Gerald View. Ah, you did well to choose the Gerald View.
The room's just this way. Please, follow me.
But yeah, in terms of, like I say, I mean, the main thing is that I've covered all bases, you know.
You know where to find.
And then,
Come,
if
warm
as it,
yourself by the
oh,
heart.
shut up talking. And then, as people play it, you know, they're going to pick up on stuff. You know, people that play Bruma in a real sort of full-on way. If there's small little things they pick up on, then I can make any corrections down the line. But the main thing is, like I said, to make sure that it's well tested, and I've done what I can within the time I've got to make sure everything works well in this mod pack. And to be honest with you, you know, Bruma itself is on its own island, you know, and
mead, ale, water.
And
if you want food
again,
or drink,
if it's
I can
clashing
show
with
you our
anything,
menu.
it's going to be clashing with
Printed on only
textures
the finest parchment.
or stuff like
Your
that, you know,
hands
or
and
something within the mod
satisfaction.
itself. Because I don't touch Bruma, you know, so TPOSC, so, you know, I did see, right, someone had a patch for Forgotten City and Bruma, but I checked the two over and I don't quite see why they think they need a patch for Bruma and Forgotten City. I checked the references, and I didn't see anything. So there you go. But like I say, I've got the all-in-one patch that runs at the bottom of this TPOSC mod pack, and it stitches everything together. Okay, so the all-in-one patch obviously, you know, deals with any issues. Okay, here we go.
So now old Bartram's got a thug inside his house, apparent. To be honest, I'd rather be dealing with... I should ask before I... Found a lead, that's no small relief. I guess that means you go find him in the caverns while I go deal with the thief in Bartram's house. That changes things. Well, at least now we can kill two birds with one stone. Under most circumstances, I'd insist on going in first. I'm captain, but... well, this reeks of an ambush. It makes more sense to go in prepared. Let's go.
Okay.
Skyrim right here in Cyrodiil.
Clothing sale. I mean, clothing for sale.
Moving cell, clothing for sale.
Captain of the guard.
It is nice to
Just
play Bruma,
right
folks.
needed. Go ahead, rub salt right into the wound.
What is the meaning of this? Why are you in Bartram's house, and why in Oblivion do you look like you're on death's doorstep?
It all went wrong. The bandits tricked me. Typical. I wanted them to put in a good word for me with the cutters.
Nice lighting in here,
But
folks.
no,
Don't need to touch this.
I gave that guy the artifacts, then they started swinging.
Oh, I
narrowly
think I did edit
escaped
it,
by climbing
actually.
back through the trap
I
door.
can't remember, did I? I think I did, actually.
I see. Well, I'm placing you under arrest for stealing Count Carvane's Zakaviri artifact collection. At least you won't bleed out in here. I'm gonna have to deal with this guy, slap him in irons and take him before the Count. finally get Carvane off my back. I suppose that means it's down to you to deal with the bandits and retrieve the artifacts. I know the caverns are a favorite haunt of bandits and criminal types. Lots of them down there. No need to clear them out. Not that I'd complain if you did. Just grab the artifacts. Best of luck.
Okay, good stuff. All right. Thanks for your likes as well, folks, and your support and tuning in, sharing your time with me. Okay, let's move on. Let's get these artifacts. Okay. This is bright, so I'll be editing this in terms of giving it a different template. Way too bright, and I'm on quite a dark setting within my E&B preset. What level is this? Novice? Why am I having such a hard time with this lockpick? Oh, God's sake. Okay, so I need a decent gel bar texture because that doesn't look so good. But anyway, rifting should take care of that. A rifting mod. I'm sure I've got a rifting texture mod loaded up. Let's just get these. Wow, that hurt. Oh, and another bugger. Jesus. Okay. I see them now. Okay, ow. Oh, Lydie's getting it too. Oh, dear. Okay, we've got an arrow here. What's the... Oh. Oh, I missed him totally. Okay, we've got the artifacts. This is the cave we came in. I came in first, wasn't it? I think it is, you know. Oh, wow. Percussion as well. Explosions is one thing, but percussion. What's going on, Python? Where are you in the world? You alright? Everything alright there? Okay, let's go back then, because I think I've done this cave, because that's the cave I did. Yeah, just a little fucking concerning. Yeah, keep your eye on reality. Okay, let's go back this way then, because we've got what we need. That's the quest completed, folks. Just got to get back to Alaska. Oh, right. Okay. Right. I guess that could be... could that be a great big shelf coming free or something? Just dropping into the ocean? Sending out some ripples? Yeah, because you'll feel that through the ice if you get something like that going on. Or if you've got an underground volcano within the, you know, nearby, and it's sent out a few, you know. Oh. Okay. Well, good luck there, mate. Hope everything's alright. Nothing serious. No? Okay.
You know what's even more satisfying than arresting a criminal? Seeing them rot in a cell.
What do you think it is,
I got a pretty good
Python?
of attire here, if anyone's
It's looking nice, folks. Day's looking nice. So we're going to try to get back to the Yarl now.
Nips up here in the mountains. I've always loved how refreshing it is.
been having... Oh, right. Okay. So the military pissing around then. Oh.
So this is the thief, Captain?
What is it?
You mean to say that my artifacts have been found?
Yes, Count Carvane. He stole your artifacts and attempted to deliver them to the bandits operating in the Bruma caverns.
I see. Well, of course, I expect he should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. My artifacts?
Oh.
Actually, this new friend of Bruma has them.
And who's this?
A friend responsible for tracking down the artifacts and finding the thief. In fact, I'd say they deserve most of the credit, Count Carvane.
Yeah.
Ah, friend of Bruma.
No, mate, you don't.
Such tales are always gratifying to hear of. In fact, Captain, would you mind giving us a moment to speak?
Of course.
Oh, just as long as you're okay, mate.
I'd like to say a few words.
Take
to
care
this
out
new
there.
friend of Bruma before they take their leave.
Of course, Captain. Friend de Bruma, may I have a moment?
Okay, so that's looking nice. Let's just scroll in then. Did he want a moment? Oh, he wanted a moment. Let's just have a chat with him then.
If you would just hand over the artifacts, gently if you please. So, you tracked down the thief and found my artifacts. I am extremely grateful. Please, accept this small recompense from the Treasury. Thank you for your service. Something makes me think you're not going to merely
Yeah, take care.
here, though.
Look after
You're
yourself,
the
mate,
kind
and
to
your
get
kids.
tangled in all sorts of affairs, I'm sure. Farewell, friend to Bruma. Good luck. I do hope you remain loyal to the Bruma throne.
Okay, let's did this
Can
guy
I
want
help
a
you?
chat?
Hello. Farewell.
That's the guard now, isn't it?
It's rare to see someone so willing to help another these days. You went to great lengths to find those damned artifacts. And for that, you have my thanks. I don't know what Count Carvane said to you, and I don't really mind. The Count and I don't always see eye to eye, but I have a duty. Anyway, something makes me think we may see each other again. People like you tend to make waves, don't they? Take this. A personal thank you gift from me. Safe travels, my friend. And thanks.
Okay, we've completed the quest. That's good. So now it's just more checking of lighting, doing a few more quests. We'll pick up some side quests as we go along, folks. Sorry. Oh dear. Sorry, folks. I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. Right, so what time is it? Okay, it's 12:30. We're going for about nearly an hour.
You seen Frostcrag Spire sitting up there on Null Mountain? Beautiful sight. Almost makes me want to hike up there and take a look.
Yeah, let's go. That's a good point, actually. Let's just see.
Want my advice? Be careful if you head
Always
into the
carry a
northern
good
part of the
stock
county.
of
Potions and That restoratives area is around prone with to you. avalanches. Heard there were beasties around.
Okay.
Be careful, traveler. Bye.
So that's the main quest done anyway of the antiquities. So that's sorted.
Can I help you? We're not all that interesting a family, truth be told, though I'm sure Albekius will rattle on about how he's tooting his own horn a little too much on that subject. But for now, we're just like any other moderately wealthy family. We attend private parties and have fineries, but we're certainly not pulling the strings of the Elder Council as much as Albekius wishes otherwise.
See you around. What can I get you?
Okay, 1 second, folks. I'm just going to look. Bear with me a sec. Okay. Let's go back to that inn, folks, and see if there's anything else that we can pick up in terms of a quest. I know there is, I've just looked, but
How do you
I just
do?
wanted to be sure. That was the Hammer's house. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Just got to bring back up. So. Yeah. It's nice, isn't it? Sorry, Python. I didn't see your comment straight away. I forgot to bring up the chat box again because I was just reading some stuff. Okay, let's get back in game. Yeah, it is. It's looking really nice, mate. I like it, and I like this inn as well. Okay, let's talk to this orc.
To fail at a simple job like that. No way it was just a coincidence. It must have been. Oh, hello. What are you looking at? Speak. That's none of your... I suppose there's no harm in telling you now. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to help. I'm a mercenary. Been one for years now, and I don't often fail a job. But this last time, I did fail, but not through any fault of my own. Cut out the sarcasm. I don't appreciate it. If you want to help me, if you want the honor of working by my side, then you should at least exercise respect. I'd been hired by some anonymous noble to clear out a cave full of bandits near Bruma. Offer some nice coin, too. My wife came with me. We're battle partners. Things were going well until we were ambushed. Bandit reinforcements showed up out of nowhere, flanking us the way we came. They bound us and gagged us, left us disarmed and defeated. They left with my wife and left me to die. I managed to escape my captivity, but when I got back to the cave, they'd gone. All of them, including my wife. I've been searching for her damn near a whole year now. No success. Praise Malakath. Once you turn up...
There is Strictly, yeah. The voice acting is good.
The best place to start is probably the castle. Ask the nobles, see if they know anything.
Okay, ugly love. Let's make sure... Oh, we got it highlighted. That's good. Let's go then. Let's get on with this quest. Nice little flakes of snow there, folks. I like that.
Hello.
Got a lot of copies here. Interested?
Oh, what's that? What have you got copies of? The news, boy?
What is it? Looking for the news.
Okay, we'll take a look at those in a minute. Yeah, it does me, mate. It does. I must admit, I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I actually feel like streaming and playing Oblivion. What do you lot think about that? I mean, it would take me... No, I can't do that yet. That would be nice. I'd love to do that. I'd love to stream Oblivion and just play, you know. But I would get so sort of probably obsessed. I'd end up falling behind my work. So, although if I did it one day a week, it wouldn't hurt, would it? I wonder. I wonder if I could, you know...
Hello, I am Afana Adichie. I'm part of the Bruma court. Hello. Let me think. There was one raid Simond organized last I remember. Never mentioned it to me. Always been a quiet fellow, but I saw it in his journal. No, truth told. Though I imagine you could just check Simmons' journal if you wanted to do that. I obviously couldn't endorse such behavior, though. Goes without saying, I suppose. In his quarters, of course, though you may need a key to get inside. Well, maybe I do. I'm a terrible liar. Okay, I have one. Unless you could always... Here's what we'll do. I'll give you the key to Simmons' quarters, and you can do whatever you wish. But in return, you have to leave this note in his drawer. No need to read it. It's sentimental. Oh, fantastic. Here you go.
Yeah, I mean...
I eagerly await your return.
Okay, just wait for that dialogue to finish. Okay, you know, part of me would really like to do that. Just because, I mean, I did like Bruma, Oblivion. I loved playing Oblivion. I haven't played it for years. It was only a few quid, and I purchased it. I had it on hard disk, but I purchased it off Steam. Hello. Actually, a few months back when I had a couple of quid spare because it was in a summer sale. So it only cost a couple of quid to buy. Exactly, mate. That's what I thought, because, you know, one of the reasons I'm always wired all the time is because every day I'm thinking about this work. And I've always... Bruma. Shut up. I've got someone speaking in my head. I've always got this work in my head, and I never really break from it. Unless sort of family life, you know, forces it, and I've got to put everything down and do other stuff. But I might do that, actually. I might just take a few hours. Probably it'd be on a weekend, so it would be on a Sunday, probably, or a Saturday, one of those. I think I might do that. If you're interested in it, I might do that just for myself and for you guys and girls as well, if that's something you'd like to see, all right? I'll start streaming Oblivion, but I'll probably do just an hour, maybe an hour and a half, once a week, something like that. Maybe more if I'm in the mood. Once I've got this mod pack out, I'll be down to just building a mod again. So, I mean, this, you know, all this work is quite intense. You like to think it eases off, but it doesn't, not really. There's always something to be done. There's always so much work to be done. But I think I'll do that. What I'll do is I'll just put... Exactly, mate. Yeah. It's true, though. That's true, though. A break does refresh me, so yeah. All right. So I'll do it on a Sunday, then. I'll try to do it on a Sunday or a Saturday. It'll be a Sunday or a Saturday when my missus goes over to her parents, or her parent, with our boys. So that's when I'll do that. So what I'll do is I will put out... you know, like today, this stream, it was an upcoming stream. I'll put out an upcoming stream for Sunday or Saturday. And then if you're on my Discord or whatever, or if you get notifications, you'll see it. Okay? Is this it? Okay. Exactly, mate. That's very true. That's, you know, there's sort of like when I said to you in previous streams, I'm starting to get antsy and a bit stressed, and I was getting to the stage where I felt like I wanted to rush it because it was getting on top of me. That's when I just stopped, you know, because that's a mistake, you know. Just take a breath, step back, and just go at your own pace, you know. Let's just see if I can get this without being... I'm going to save just in case, because he's got his back to me, okay? So... Oh, there's nothing there then. What's going on? Oh, I see. I've got... All right, I'm with you. I just realised what I've got to do, folks. I can't remember what I'm doing. What is it I'm doing? Let's just make sure I get this right letter. Okay, let's just read that letter, actually. Before I do anything, I just want to read that letter. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So...
What do you need? Greetings. Yes. There was Strong Minds operation. That's about all I can remember.
I just saw the comments. I'll talk to you in a minute.
What? No. No, of course not. That's preposterous.
Okay.
Bye.
What have I not done
Hello.
here? Okay, right.
Hi.
Did you do it? Did you plant the note in Gordier's drawer? Oh, I am aflutter with excitement. Excellent. Here, take a bit of extra coin. My treat. I can't wait until Simmond reads it. Can I help you?
Okay. Let's go back to the... Okay, so, yeah. It can happen. I mean, you know, sometimes where it gets so much, you just feel like you're bloody drowning in it. It can happen, I'll tell you. But yeah, so I think that would be a nice idea, actually. I'll start playing Oblivion. Just because I haven't played it for years and I like the idea of doing it. And it is a bit nostalgic playing Bruma. I really liked it. I know it's going to be so weirdly different. I haven't played it for years, but why the hell not, hey? Couple hours on a Sunday and so...
Oh look, an infant. How quaint.
And that can be a regular thing, you know. You know, so do that on a regular basis. Saturday or a Sunday, stream some Oblivion.
Screeching? I have. Every single day. Maybe one day he'll shut up.
Where am I? I'm trying to get the hell out of here. I don't want to be by the Thaum Wars. Stuff them. There we go. Is this the right way? Okay. That's true, Jack, as well, yeah. You know, I mean, doing something different. Do you know what? I sometimes wonder if my channel's shadow banned, you know. And there's a reason I say that. Because, you know, I sometimes think, like, Skyrim's getting old, right? And, not so many people interested. But then I see recommendations from YouTube, and I see new channels that have come up that are just streaming their Skyrim games or whatever, and they get thousands of views, and I think, what the fuck? You would have thought after 10 years I would have got some hold on, mate. You would have thought I would have got some leverage, wouldn't you, with YouTube? This quest is like yeah, okay, yeah. And you do find that with mod authors, right? They do draw a lot off of what they've seen, in other games, in other Skyrim productions and stuff like that. This is where I want to be quite unique with what I do, hopefully, when it comes round to it, with my main quests. I don't really want to be drawing off of all right, history, but not particularly, say, quests that have quests that have been done before. I want to do different stuff completely. Anyway, so yeah, what I'm saying is, I sometimes wonder why this channel hasn't got some leverage. I've tried many different approaches to keywords, patterns of keywords, and one thing or another. But I will say as well, I wouldn't be surprised, if I wasn't shadow banned, because before in my time, I'm a bit of an opinionated bloke, and I don't hold back on a viewpoint online, and I suppose politically for a lot of, if you're running, if the AI algorithm is seeking to make sure, people that have an opposing opinion to state or to other institutions, they block them off. We know they do it. They do it on Facebook. That's the whole point of Facebook. It's the whole point of Twitter. They have all your information. They have your phone details and everything else. They know your family contacts, and everything else. If you share all that as well, they have pictures of you, so their biometrics, have images of, they know where you live and everything else. They have everything they need to know about you. And with this coming, system, this great reset and all the rest of these new systems they're bringing into place, there'll be. You look at China right now, right, and in China, right, they've got systems where, if people aren't doing, right, what they should be doing, if they don't follow the party line, they lose credits. This social credit system in China is coming to the rest of the world. You can see, and it's done on the back of COVID and everything else as well, It's going to be done off the back of Putin in Russia and Ukraine and all the rest of it. And, once they've all got you on smartphones and then they've got that technology in you as well, the whole basis and ability to control the populace is going to be it's a dictator's wet fucking dream, mate. I'm telling you, and it's coming big time if we let it. But if people have unsavory opinions that the state don't like, that's anti, what the state is doing, they can easily block you. It's so easy to shut people off and shut their ability off to have a voice now in the modern world, Anyway, there you go. That's politics, and I shouldn't get into politics, I know, but it's just interesting, Sorry, let me just catch up on the comments now, folks, all right? Cheers, Python. It's very kind. If you're saying you love my work and whatever. Can't remember the name right offhand. Who you're talking about strictly? Python. You want to know the hard truth, Nesbit? Question mark. Mate, I've lived a life of hard fucking truth. I'm quite happy with truth. Can't stand bullshit. Mod packs have come really popular. They have, Jack, yeah. Yeah. So we'll be getting this out. Yeah, folks, so what was I doing? Well, I've got so much going on there. Okay, so yeah, the mod pack's going to be a big thing. It's one of the reasons I did it, because people have always had problems with TPOSC, but exactly, do no harm. Basically, yeah, that's it. Strictly do no harm. and you know, other people shouldn't be imposing upon you unless you do harm. That's why we've got a law that works, right? And basically the law states, you know, go about your business, live the life your way you want, and as long as you're not, you know, YouTube requires you to do duty on. Yeah, right, okay. Well, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think this channel, I would be surprised if this channel grows, because, you know, now and again I'll speak what I think about things on, I try to stay away from politics, folks, right? Because, you know, we all come from different parts of the world, right? We're different, gender, you know, we could be male, female, whatever, you know, you could be a black person, like, you know, or an Asian person, you could be a Buddhist. We got people that came from all over the world and have different belief systems and different thoughts about life. They're at different stages of growth, you know, so that's why I try to stay away from politics, because one, it's not for me to ram my politics or my feelings about life down people's throat. I'm a gamer, right? And I just try to remember that. I'm here to play. But also as well, I do care about people, and I do care about my species in terms of, I don't want us all fucked over by these animals. And there's plenty of psychopaths in the world. And most of them are in governments, because that's where they gravitate to, religions, stuff like that. Now that is political, that's my, you know, and they get away with murder, literally, you know, and it's always the people and the little man that suffers, you know, so, you know, but my point is, I try to stay away from politics. Like I said, this is a gaming channel, and like I say, we're people at different stages of life, different ages, and we've all experienced very different things, you know? We've all experienced very different things. So it's not for me to preach to any fucker. They don't need to hear me preaching about how I see life. Even though I'm very passionate about life, it's not for me to preach to other people and go on about shit. This is a gaming channel, and that's what I want to focus on. Yeah, exactly. You know, if everybody has the same fucking viewpoints, it's boring. And it also shows you've been brainwashed. If everyone has the same bloody viewpoint and are all thinking the same thing, you know, they're pretty much brainwashed. I think most people have the basic, you know, collective view, which I would call innate in human beings, right? And that's to not want to do harm to others unless we have to defend ourselves, unless we're given no choice. The only time I want to have to hurt another human being is if they're not leaving me a choice and they're attacking me and I've got no other choice and they've pushed that option, you know, and I've got no choice but to defend myself. I just want to live my life in peace and enjoy my life and enjoy my family, you know. But, yeah, there you go. So, anyway. But, yeah, everybody's got the same opinion. It is boring, if that's what you're saying, Python, yeah. And it's just programming, you know, because if anyone goes out into the world and lives their own life, then they're going to have a different viewpoint from other people, especially if they're not going around in groups and if they're travelling on their own and, you know. But anyway, let's get back to gaming, shall we? Yeah, this, I'll tell you what, right, I'll just say this one final thing, right, and I'm going to shut up. But I've travelled around a little bit, but wherever you go now, right, and there's some places I've never been, and I'd love to go there. I'd love to go to Japan. There's places I've never been, I'd love to go, right? But even now, so I sometimes look on YouTube, and I look at videos of people that travel, you know, that do travel blogs or something like that, and you'll see fucking McDonald's in Japan. You'll see this it's the same everywhere. It's all homogenized, or whatever it's called. You know, there's the same structures virtually everywhere. These corporations have basically, you know, because of their power and expansive natures, they're absolutely everywhere. And so, you know, and a lot of the old cultures are dying away, and a lot of traditions, like the Irish culture. You know, I've done a lot. I'm into history, and you know, I know a lot about you know, the ancient Celts and stuff like that, and all the legends, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go on, but the point is, you know, all that diversity of all these cultures are slowly being washed and wiped away, and it's quite deliberate. Because, you know, if people don't know where they come from, how the hell do they know where they're going? And it's about control. And this World Economic Forum and all these alphabet agencies, you know, all the rest of it, they're all into having us all locked up and tied down, you know. So it's their wet dream. But anyway, let's get on with gaming. Sorry, folks. I swear, I'm shutting up now, all right? I'm going to shut up. But the world is a fabulous place. It is. It is, and they want to fuck that up, and that's what upsets me, you know. And I do get upset with it, especially at my age, you know, because my boy's growing up behind me. That's, you know, my child, your child, our children, you know, and they got to pull up with the crap that these cretins are putting out. But anyway, there you go. Anyway, let me get on with it. So, and that's why I think, you know, yeah, and that's why I think my channel is shadow banned, because I'm too opinionated, and I try not to be opinionated in my gaming streams, because as I say, you know, this is a stream, it's gaming, and I'm going to get back to gaming. In fact, it's gone bloody dark. Let's go through to the morning, all right? So I very much doubt my channel will ever, you look at that, folks, I doubt there's those twinkly stars I was on about, all right? So anyway, there you go. Yeah, it pisses me off. You know, it's a beautiful world we live in, and there's a lot of good things about culture, but there's a hell of a lot of bad things as well, you know. I just like to weed out some of those bad things. Okay, let's go through. I'm going to take a deep breath, and let's get on with some questing. Yeah, I like those. As I say, your stars will be different, folks, all right? At night, sometimes you'll get those twinkly stars. Sometimes it'll be a bit darker. You'll get the aurora, of course, and everything else. What are we doing? I forgot what we're doing. Oh, ugly love. Here we go, ugly love. Let's go back and help this all, okay? In fact, isn't that quite ironic? There we are talking about, you know, the way people of power can abuse, not all, but many will abuse their power. And we're actually in a quest that's highlighting that. How funny. Anyway. Exactly, yeah. Your viewpoints change as you go through life, yeah. And as you get older as well, you know. And the young have a very different viewpoint from the old. And rightly so. They're in a completely different place. And, you know, who am I going? Why is he not highlighted? Okay.
Booing, gawking at me. You're back. Any news on my wife? Who's the spineless wretch that sold us out?
Actually, I don't know.
Now.
It's all of them. Let's just come out a minute, because I'm not quite sure. I've just got to give him a name, have I? Who do I dislike the most?
That's one of the noble women in the castle, isn't it? The woman's got it coming to her. Follow me and stay close. I'm going to settle this the orc way. You can come or stay, but you can't deter me. I will settle this to please Malakath.
There you go. That's your choice then, mate. I've given you your information. You do what you want with it. Okay, what's this? Regardless of views, well, what I would say is I don't need gaming to have, it is a bit like, actually, one of the reasons I like Skyrim is because it is like life. In fact, folks, I'm really going to bore you now if you want to hear it, right? If you don't want to hear it, just tell me. But you do realise Talos is the god of the old world, literally the old ancient world, all right? Read Fingerprints of the Gods, something like that. He's mentioned by that author, you know. And the dragons and the dragon blood, right? It just goes back to Gilgamesh, all right? And the dragon bloodline and the lines of the kings and queens and the thrones and the divine right to rule, you know. There's so many aspects of Skyrim, right, that is actually about our history and our past. You know, and the Akaviri and all of it. It's just, it's not, you know, it's just done in an abstract or a different way. But actually, if you look at the concepts and stories of Skyrim, they relate to actually ancient history and texts from whether it's a Sumerian culture, even the Bible and other places like that, yeah? You know, so it's quite fascinating. And if you look at some of the symbolism in Skyrim, it actually relates to the current Illuminati and all those lot, right? So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, the Skyrim game. So yeah, it's quite funny. What am I doing? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Out the way, Lydie, will you? So yeah, so I find that quite interesting. How Skyrim, like I say, is a reflection of a lot of the from the old world. Okay, so it's quite fascinating. It's what they do. This is what they do. I mean, this is where they draw a lot of their great inspirations from. They just stick it out. They're just rewriting history or telling an old story in a different format. You know, there were some things I picked up on actually, and I'm trying to remember them actually because I've got so much information in my head. Like I say, it's one of the reasons I'm scatty sometimes. I've got so much going on in my head all the time. But so what we doing? The orc's gone off to. I've got to follow the orc, I suppose. Because I've got to see this quest out. So the back scenes in the cities are RL. RL. Last comment. I don't know what you mean, Python. And the back scenes in the cities. What these cities? Sorry. RL. What's RL? Real lighting. Sorry, mate. Inform me what you're saying there. Let me know what you're saying. Yeah. There's another, yeah. Crazy gaming. I was just going through all the comments, folks. Hold on. What I was going to say was, right, something I wanted to say is, I mean, gaming can bring people together for sure, and there's no doubt about that.
I want to see the scum that kidnapped my wife.
Let's just play this out and
Afana, come here and face me. Your games are up.
What's going on here?
Yes. Try to slither out of it like the snake you are. Try all you like. Retribution comes swiftly.
He did kill her.
I'm not. What's going on here?
Oh, right, okay.
Predictable blow.
Oh, let's just kill the orc then, I suppose. Oh, no, I'm not going to kill him. We'll just play this out, folks, and I'll have a chat.
Takes care of that.
I thought I might have this might have played out a bit different. I don't even know whether she was guilty or not, but she was all part of the play, so perhaps I should kill the rest actually myself. Okay, so let's go. Now it's nice and quiet. Let's just have a chat. I'll just have a chat. Okay, what time is it? Okay, 1:28, 1 o'clock. Okay. Oh right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but what I was going to say strictly when you said about you know, gaming helps us come together, it does, but it's just another format where we can sort of find common ground. But I've always found in myself, right, and now I'm going to be really serious. I've never, I mean, unless someone's really obtuse, I mean really fucking obtuse, it really doesn't take a lot for me to find some common ground with them. You know, what I say is, I mean, I've sort of travelled around a bit and I met a lot of people, and sometimes I think, do you know what, they say that most people sort of weigh each other up within the first few minutes, or it's not the first few minutes, the first few seconds, sorry, 30 seconds, 20 seconds or so. Everything's sort of communicated virtually instantaneously, and we're going to generally know whether or not we like someone within those few seconds. And yes, time can change those sort of equations and shared experiences and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty much true. And because I think even though we're individual, and I really believe in the rights of the individual, we're also a collective consciousness as well. And, you know, of that I have no doubts about my own personal experiences with other human beings and with wildlife and with nature, and the way that nature can communicate with you through your third eye, your pineal gland, if you like, stuff like that. So, you know, I think, do you know what I think really causes all the problems in life pretty much is our cults, our individual cults. And what I mean by that, our cultures, the programming and the brainwashing we get and we're indoctrinated to from the moment we're born, because it divides us. It divides us from other families in our street. It can divide us from different class groups and all the rest of it. It divides us from the wider, you know. And psychologists know when you put people in groups, right, they stop thinking rationally. You'll see even examples of this on... yeah, I don't disagree with you, mate. But the whole point is, it's done deliberately, strictly. That's what fucks me off. And all these things that we go through are done deliberately to divide us. And my work of 30-odd years, right, working in care, taught me that. This system wants to produce basket cases. Because that way it stays in control. And it gets what it wants. So, the power. Yeah? Yeah? Python? Done Planet? Yeah? Where that becomes, you do enough of that, it just becomes your waking reality meditation. All right, it becomes, if you've practiced that enough and you do it enough in your life, it becomes very much a waking thing. It's, you know, and when those pressures that you can feel that life can apply, your mind trips and stays into its field of peace. You know, so anyway, I'm going on again, folks. Sorry, you know, and it is about, you know, so you know, so for me, it's all bullshit. A lot of what life's about, and we all get sucked in, and we allow a patriotism, and we allow, you know, bullshit to rip this world apart. And then we end up getting, you know, in some cases, you know, if we're not smart enough, people end up feeling that none of it's worth it. But that's not so. You know, I mean, the whole point is not to sell yourself. That's the whole point of the journey, and I believe it's a soul test. I'm not religious per se in terms of, I'm not affiliated with any type of religion. But what I do know about this world is it's a fucking test, that's for sure. And the thing is never give your soul away to anyone or anything. Fuck them all is my attitude, basically, you know. I mean, you know, I always treat people with respect until they show me something else. And then, you know, the worst thing you can do as well, you know, I mean... sometimes, in rare occasions, you know, sometimes you might have to be violent to protect yourself in self-defense, but violence really ain't the way to go, because what you end up... Do you remember in Oblivion, right? A real good story in Oblivion that stuck with me. Do you remember the old soldier that prayed at the grave, right? And he prayed at the grave and he renounced violence. And the quest for one of the Daedric princes was to get him to attack you and break that vow of peace, you know. And I always like that because that's exactly what life is about. They are always you know, this world is always trying to get you to step outside of the divine of what you are and fall into the lower aspects, fall into fear, fall into greed, fall into corruption, fall into hatred, fall into indifference. You know, that's what's always going on, you know. That's what they're always trying to do. They always keep you in fear with fear of nuclear war or this bullshit or that bullshit or this disease or that disease, look, you know. It's all bullshit. It's all about control. It's all bullshit, you know. Help you? As far as I'm concerned. Most of it's bullshit. You know, it's yeah, exactly. And that comes back to natural law, which strictly, you know, do no harm. That's just natural law, and you know, and again, you know, you respect what you kill, you respect what you take, and when I say kill for food, stuff like that, you know, yeah. Like I say, you know, the generations coming up behind us won't have a lot of these concepts or ideas. I mean, at the moment, because the internet's getting stricter and stricter, you know, and books are going, you know, which means things can be, you know, philosophies and truths can be easily rewritten with just the internet, when it's just the internet, you know. Let's have a run, folks. Let's have a run round Bruma, okay? So yeah, you know, I'm all about peace at the end of the day and human decency. But like I say, woe betide the man that you know, well, I'm getting old now, so... But you get the sentiment. You know, I'm still not that fucking old, do you know what I mean? But woe betide the man that steps on my patch and pisses in my garden, you know? Or woman, you know? I don't take kindly to... Oh, that's a hell of a pull there. I don't take kindly to people fucking with me when I always try to give the best of what I am to them. You know, I like one of the old sayings of the Irish, you know, a stranger is a friend you've not yet met. So you try to treat people with respect, you know. That's all I'm saying, you know, and treat them well. Reap what you sow, you know. Reap what you sow, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm getting an O fart now, so I'm not as virile. Mind you, that I'm not as ignorant either, you know. I'm not as stupid as I once was either. So, because, you know, as you get older, you sort of lose the physical a bit more. You become a little bit softer as well because the chemicals start to change. You're not so driven, especially once you have kids as well, and you've had kids and you've bred. That changes you as well, because that changes the format of your being. Your being is always changing, you know, so... Yeah, exactly, Python,
Stranger, have you seen
yeah,
my
that's
dad?
why I'd always say, you know, always keep your life skills up together, folks. Know how to hunt. You know how to build a fire. Know how to do all those basic things. Because you never know when something, you know, when this world... You know, because we're all truckitarians, even I am. I live off all my food, right? All my food comes from, most of our food comes from trucks. We grow food as well in the summer, you know, so, but those trucks stop and there goes your food supply. So, you know, always be prepared is what I'm saying. Don't live in fear, just always be well prepared. I'll tell you what, I don't think we've got a quest actually at the moment. So far, we've completed quite a few now. We've completed Ugly Love, and Absent Tranquility. I really want to go to the Wizard's Tower up there in a bit. Let's see if we can pick up another quest outside of Bruma. Yeah, I still do, mate. I still do. And paper from trees and twine. I keep, you know, what I will say is it would take me a few weeks to enhance and you know, bring those skills back to a good level, because I don't do, you know, I'm not out there every day making charcoal or making paper or soaking the bark in the stream or whatever, you know. So yes, it would be a bit rough to start with, but in terms of fires, I can make different types of fires for whether I'm cooking and I understand the nature of fire building, you know, for, you know, one for warmth, one for cook. You see what I'm saying? I got plenty of knowledge in my head. It's just not well practiced. That's the only difference. And the point is, have the knowledge in your head, folks, because it doesn't take you long. Because I lived in the woods for 6 months on my own, living very simply, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the ways I should say that, you know, it's something I suggest all men do, and women if you're confident enough, because you will learn about yourself. You will find your sovereignty. And I mean that. You'll have no other person's voice in your head. Not authorities, not your mother's, no one. And within 6 months, you would have gone through certain stages. And those certain stages will be fear to begin with. Being out in the darkness with a little fire. Hearing sounds you're not used to. But more importantly, hearing yourself that you're not used to. Alright, because this world is so fucking noisy, right? All you ever hear is other people most of the time. And you're always talking, you always hear yourself. Silence is golden, folks. There's a reason they say silence is golden. So you sit with yourself in the wild for a period of time with just your own voice, and you'll find yourself, and you'll feel the earth change as well. You know, milking, mate, I've never done with a cow. I've never milked, and that's quite an art. But that would come with practice. I have some hunting and trapping skills. I've never scraped or treated a fur, but I have watched videos on it. Amen, bro. Hey, I'm preaching, like, you know. But no, seriously, I mean, you know, what I would say is one of the reasons, right? When I was a young man, right, I went out and did that, and I was so I lived with myself, right? And then I came back into the system, and it was like walking back into a mental house. After I hadn't been in the towns or even small villages, I think I probably visited a small village once just to pick up a few things. And that was it. And it was very quiet, so it didn't really impose upon that peace of mind. Yeah. There was a lot of meditation involved in living with the trees and the earth and feeling everything breathe again, all right? So you've got it, basically. Basically, it's what we're talking about, all right? The Celts would call it something else, but it's all the same shit, all right? But the whole point is, when I came back into a small town, that was mad as anything. Listening to all those minds again, right? And then that's when I went into I went back into supportive work and whatever because I believed I had something to share. I still believe I do. I think we've all got something to offer each other, all right? So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, you know, and you're right. It's good to have all those skills, you know, just have some knowledge of them at least, you know, because, you know, if all this world was to shut down, people would be buggered, you know, they really would be. But like I say, I could tell you some stories, Python, all right, about my relationships with animals then. If you really want to get into Native American work and spiritual work with the earth, I've had some wonderful experiences with mute swans, with birds, with even cats. And again, if you sit with life and you don't try to own it, if you don't have that fucked up culture mentality of where you're always looking to own shit or direct shit or control shit, and you're sitting with wildlife. And when I say sit with wildlife, sit with a mute swan for 6 months and watch it go through longer. Watch it go from the winter all the way through to the summer when it has its cygnets and its cygnets and its female, and the male sits around you where they're so comfortable, even the cygnets are climbing over you. And sit with wildlife and become part of their environment, and there's no signs of it, and then have a swan beat its wings around you.
Sir?
All right, yeah. And then if you're lucky enough, you might have your heart open up with pure fucking joy. And that is a singular experience, which no one can ever explain to you. You have to experience it. Your heart chakra open up with joy. And you'll see the nature of the bird itself, and it will teach you, and it teaches you something about how it sees, all within that beat, all within that expression between you and it. So, you know, I don't know about how anyone else sees the world, but I know what I've experienced, and I know what it's possible to be beyond the dissenting voices of culture that doesn't want you to touch your power. They don't want you knowing who or what you are. That's why everything's so fucking noisy all the time. That's why there's all this shit in the world. That's what I think. That's my 2 cents, all right? Because if we all were... you know, people always look outside of themselves for others to show them the way. You don't need others. Your way is your own, you know? Yeah. Yeah, horses are absolutely every creature on this earth is a teaching tool. It's something special in its own right. But who teaches that nowadays? The indigenous culture. That's why do you think the indigenous cultures are fucking wiped out in this world? Because within the indigenous cultures are all the ancient knowledge that's left about who we are beyond our modern day culture. The indigenous cultures are the key to our past and the key to our future. It's about there's nothing wrong with our cultures, modern day cultures per se. They make us strong in other ways. They have some good points, but there's a lot of crap that goes on with it as well. You know, that's what I think. Anyway, that's me. That's my 2 cents, folks. Now I am going to carry on with gaming, all right? You want to talk between yourselves, you go on. But yeah, but like I say, I've had a lot of different experience, folks, in life, and it makes me the person I am, and I honour those experiences, because not to would be to portray not just my life, but those creatures, those people, that earth that is trying to teach me. All right, so that's why I feel the way I do, and very strongly. I feel very strongly as a person in the way I do. But I try not to be also right in that arrogant and to believe in my way or what I've seen is the only way. Because there's not, because this is the beauty of God, if there is such a thing. He's all given you your eye to see your way. And if you're brave enough, because that's what it comes down to, bravery, right? To walk your path, walk your way. Like, well, if we want to be religious then, like Jesus tried to teach you, or Buddha tries to teach you, or these sages of the past, if you walk within yourself, you'll find great beauty beyond anything that comes out of any other motherfucker's mouth. All right? If you walk in your own power, you will live a magical existence. And the only reason people will latch on to the pound, to the dollar, to the culture, to business, is because they've lost their magic. And they've given their magic over for the new what's that, 80s working girl, Jerusalem, the new Silver Cities Rise, the morning light. that waits to greet them. Well, if you want that to be your god, that can be your god. It ain't my fucking god. You know? Aim. Nesbitt's on his soapbox, I know, but that, you know, and I'll leave it there. You know, I'll leave it there. Yeah. Everybody has their own choice to make, but like I say,
Heard
what's
some
this?
boot black
They're not-
disappeared in the mountains.
Shall we go and have a look in the wild then before I finish up, folks? So there you go. That's, you know, if as an old man, if I was to give any advice to a young person, I would say, you know, follow your own heart. Don't be too worried about what other people... in fact, don't be worried at all about what other people think about you, right? Just follow your heart. Follow what feels right. And you know, take your risks, take your chances, and accept the pains and the pleasures that they bring. And carry on living that road and never stop until you meet the great god of death, you know, and you pass on. Simple as that, really. Just follow your heart, folks. That's what I'd say. Live your own truth, because you know, you are your own divinity, and doesn't mean to say, you know, we can't respect other people and all that, and of course we can. You know, you just don't give yourself his way. That's the point I'm making. Don't give yourself away, because there's lots of people out there that would take you if you do that. They'll quite happily take you and absorb just about everything they can of you if you let them. Okay, so let's move on. What time of day is it? Oh, by the way, realistic water's sorted, folks. Okay, I loaded up the patch for that, and I also had an EMB preset, right? That was I had an EMB preset that was causing the water to fuck up. I had the HRD or something setting loaded up, which I shouldn't have had. So anyway, the point I'm saying is now the water's all sorted. But as you can tell, I can, I tend to be a bit of a passionate man. I can be. It's one of the reasons I try to just stay focused on gaming, because, like I said, you know, there's a lot I don't like about the world, like a lot of other people, I'm sure. But there's a lot I do like as well. All right, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. If you notice there, the LOD's just popped in. There is some performance issues on this island, and I will be working on it. In terms of the nav mesh, let me just see this Python. They are not the moon guys. Signs of the road. Yeah, Halloween. That's brilliant, Python. Sorry, I just saw the comment. I used to teach natural horsemanship. Brilliant. Yeah. All these skills need to be saved and preserved, you know, and kept, you know. And a lot of people would like to see them go the other, you know, get lost. Yeah, and enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy your life, you know. You're a long time dead, you know. Look at that. So that's good. The LODs are looking good. The sky's looking good. And I will just say, you know, like I say, folks, my opinion's my own. It's how I see the world, and you're all entitled to yours, all right? I don't consider myself to be only right for my own life. It's as simple as that. It's that simple, you know? Let's have a look down through here. Look at this water. Yeah. What I used to do, mate, years ago, and I do miss it, right? That pulpit, right, used to be expressed in, not in preaching or going on, but it used to be used to help people find their way, and I do miss that. I do miss that. I would never go on like I do in a stream. Obviously, you apply a different set of tactics and a different set of you know. Oh, what's that? Is that a Minotaur or something? Hold on, what's this? Oh, look at this, look. We got some trolls this thing. Look at this, look. We got some trolls, folks. Brilliant. Look at that. Brilliant. We got some damn trolls. Yeah, but Python, that's what I used to do. I used to work in supported housing, so I did more than that, but that was the basics. We provided support. Where's the third one? Before he hits me. Oh, there he is. Some nav mesh work there, maybe. And like I say, I wouldn't go on because you wouldn't want to be blowing people's heads off. You know, they had a lot of issues. But what you'd always do is just use those skills and experiences and knowledge to help people grow their toolbox and find a way forward in life. But I'll tell you what, many a time I've thought about doing a YouTube channel or other channels, right? Just on life skills, stuff like that. On awareness, on cultural issues, but I wouldn't, because it would just piss me off after a while, you know. And it can't go that way. It can get just a bit much, if you ask me. And everybody, like I say, needs to find their own path in their own time. And they do, people do, generation after generation. Okay, so, I wonder if Greenwood's got a quest. I don't know if it has. It might have. I'll tell you what, folks. I think what I'm going to do... Let's just... Yeah. It's very rewarding. It used to be very rewarding. You know, but the reasons I left that was, again, the system and what was going on. I'm not going to go into that because that was a very difficult period of life. But yeah. But I left that trade. I left that work for a good reason. So what I'm going to do is, folks, now, because I'm actually quite knackered, I've been going on for a while. I expect you're sick to death of hearing me go on as well. So, yeah. Yeah, it's rewarding, Python, you know, helping people find their way when they're lost or whatever. And we all get lost in life sooner or later, you know. This light looks really nice, folks. So let me just go on about the mod anyway, the mod pack. That's coming together really well. It really is sorting out Bruma, and that'll be it. The E&B preset, I've just got to sort out some lighting, okay. So, look at that. When I say the word trade, yeah, I don't mean it quite like that. It was a way of life, Python. I don't, you know, it was a poor choice of words there. It was a way of life. So I guess if honestly you want to know what I'm doing there in that comment, sort of a bit of self-protection there from my own emotions in that regard, yeah. Let's just say, like I say, it ended badly, and it took 5 years of legal out of me as well. It was a big fight I had to go through there, so I don't want to be traversing those emotional pathways and those intellectual, or that memory, those pathways too openly. It took a lot out of me. It wasn't a trade. It was a way of life, Python. Working with people, you know. Okay, so do you understand? There's a bit of self-protection going on there, is what I'm saying. So I don't really want to go down that road. So I guess I used words there that keeps it at a distance. So I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. It was a big part of my life, and it then took another 5 years of legal to deal with these fuckfaces that wanted to destroy everything that I worked so hard building with the people that I worked with, and the people or clients, as they wanted to call them. And again, being that the system wants us to. I won't share no more than that, all right? But let's just say it was a very ugly experience. And like I say, sometimes you have to fight. If you care about things, folks, you can't let something go. You have to fight. You stand up for what you believe in. You stand up for the people you care about, whether they're your family or an extended family or an extended community. You don't just sit back and watch cunts come in and think they can do what they want. It's as simple. Sorry, forgive my French. So like I say, Python, you understand why I try to distance myself from those emotions, because still they are very powerful, and they always will be very powerful. I won't. Again, like I say, I'm not afraid of those emotions, but again, people don't need to hear about it. You know, I like who I am, and I like what I stand up for, and I like what I believe in. You know, and I like to defend what I believe in. But like I say, you don't all need to pull up with that or hear that part of my existence. That's that's more private anyway. So anyway, there you go. So on that note and on this view, I think, folks, I'll leave it there. I will do the Bruma stream then, okay? Starting maybe from next week, okay? Not the Bruma, sorry, the Sovngarde. I'll do that from next week, okay? And I'll start taking some time out and we'll just have a laugh with that. I'm going to carry on with this mod pack. And I guess today's been a bit of an indulgence anyway, talking about different things. That was a bit of a surprise, I'll admit. I didn't expect to be talking about life in the way that I did. I even tried to avoid such conversations on my Discord and stuff because, you know, some people may be young and don't need an old guy like me going on in very intense ways. Sometimes I find I can't be quiet. Sometimes now and again I do have to say things, even on my Discord. But I do try to be conscientious and not ram my opinions down people's throats, all right? Or talk too much. So today was a bit of a surprise, actually. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there that sort of think and feel like I do. But yeah, Sunday fun. Hey, Python. So next Sunday or Saturday, it'll be one or the other. We'll do the Oblivion stream, okay? And starting from next week, my streams will be every day again because my son's back to school. So I'll better finish off this mod pack in terms of testing Bruma. And yeah. Well, you know, it's good as well to share and know there's other people out there that feel the same things. That, you know, because we all are experiencing, a lot of us are experiencing tough times, you know. It's been a tough few years for the world. You know, I watch a lot of what's going on in Canada. I watch a lot what's going on in Australia. I keep my eye on Europe. You know, I always like to know what's going on in the world and read between the lines because obviously the official stories are normally bullshit compared to the truth. The truth is generally somewhere in between of everything of what people want to believe, you know. So I like to keep my eye on the world and what's going on for the sake of my family and the species, if you like. So, you know, I'm always watching the world, folks. And yeah. I mean, the internet's made the world a smaller sort of place in terms of, you know, you can talk to people from all over the world. And again, I would say, like I say, our experiences aren't so far removed. I mean, even if you look at our spiritual experiences, we're all human. So we're all experiencing, you know, similarities in our consciousness. And our bodies are just a vehicle. We're just all driving different coloured vehicles, different shaped vehicles. You know, they're just a vehicle for a consciousness to express itself. That's all. The vehicle doesn't matter. It's the consciousness that's in it, you know. Well, the vehicle can be, you know, the vehicles are nice as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, as a male, I love all the different flavours of female that I see in the world, you know. Being that I like women, you know, there are many different types of women and I appreciate every one of them, whether that's intellectually, physically or whatever. You know, they have their merit. Same with, you know, blokes, I guess as well, you know, they have their merits. They're all different as well. So life is full of diversity and I like that diversity. But we're all a consciousness, aren't we, really? You know, just experiencing life. So, but yeah, you know, just a different vehicle, that's all. I mean, I'm a ginger bastard, you know. I'm a short, getting fatter, older guy. You know, it's got, you know, the hair of fire. And I feel like fire at the moment, you know. That's what talking does. I feel like I'm on fire, you know. I feel alive. So yeah, but anyway. Amen. Do you know what? I should get a collar, shouldn't I, eh? But do you know what? On a serious note, do you know how many people, right, that have sat... I've been in the park, I've been watching the wildlife, whatever, and I've had some stranger come and talk to me on a bench, and they've been upset. Or I've seen someone crying on the street, and I've gone up to them and, you know, in the city or whatever, and most people are walking past them, and, you know, and I, you know, if I say, do you mind if I sit with you or whatever, you know, if I'm approaching them. But normally, over the years, I've had a lot of people just sit with me, and by the time they've left, they felt better with a good chat, and I never see them again. But who knows what a difference that's made to them and to me in our lives, you know, when they've been having hard times, some stranger, you know. you know, or you help an old person across the road. And I would suggest, you know, folks, if every day, if we could just help one person in any small way, if they wanted it, you know, if they're soliciting it or wanted it, you know, yeah, do it. Because so I think it's those, you know, I like something that Gandalf said in Lord of the Rings. Galadriel asks Gandalf and says, "Why the Hobbit?" Right? And she says, "You should do hangout session." Yeah, yeah, maybe we'll see. And Galadriel says, "Why the Hobbit?" And Gandalf says something about he makes me feel safe, or I'm afraid, and it's in the little things that people do that, you know. Oh, that's it. He says Saruman thinks it's power that holds back evil, but I think it's the little things, you know, the day-to-day things, yeah, that makes the major difference in people's lives. Python, yeah. You see what I mean? I think that's true. Yeah. Hey, Mark. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'm just ending actually, but yeah, I think it's those little things, guys. I think Gandalf's right. I think it is. Welcome to the channel, mate. I think it's those little things that does make the difference and does keep evil at bay. You know, when you have a chat with someone on the bench that you've never met before, but you're open-hearted and you give your best of yourself and you help them. When they walk away, they smile at you with a warm smile, and you know they're saying, "Thank you. I feel better. Life's better again." And you help them, and you've never met them from Adam, you know. But anyway, I know this has been a very different stream, folks. Like I say, in my streams, I've always tried to stay, you know, I've always tried to stay focused on the games. I'll tell you what, Mark, it's actually been a very positive stream. We've just been solving life's problems, putting the worlds to right. But yeah, I think that's a very, you know, I just think that's a very nice thing. Yeah, no, I think Gandalf hits the nail on the head in that film. You know, the Lord of the Rings, when he says that. And I think that sums it up for me, really. But anyway, it's been a positive stream. It's not quite what I expected today, folks. We have, yeah, you open yourself to their concerns. Spot on. Nicely said, Python. Yeah. And people don't do that, you know. People do it, but it seems like it's getting rarer and rarer in life, you know. Even in the small town that I grew up in, people see, especially with all this fear they put out there. Don't fall into the fear, folks. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Yeah, because it's all about ego. Yeah, ego gets in the way. Yeah. It's about ego, and in our cultures, let's be honest, you know, they do push that ego image. You know, have we got the right car? Have we got the right woman? Has the woman got everything she needs? Does she look right? Do you look right? You know, that sort of stuff. But anyway, Mark, just to let you know, right, I'll be streaming all next week. And all right, folks, as you lot seem to be enjoying this mixed stream, I'm going to have to talk a little bit less because I need to focus on the testing. But, you know, if you want a bit more openness, I'm quite happy being open and having a general chat about anything. Again, I don't mind. The reason I didn't, and the reason I haven't talked so openly in my streams, is I know people generally want to be focusing on the mods and the mod pack and other stuff. But what I'll do is I'll just separate this up. I think what I'll do is, right, my weekend streams, okay? My weekend streams, and when I start streaming Oblivion, we'll play Oblivion, right? And as for fun, just for a break for me, and we'll have an open forum where we'll talk about stuff. But I will say is, right, all I ask is that you treat each other with, I know you will, I know the people here will, it's all about respect. I don't mind talking, I don't mind being honest, I don't mind bringing up most subjects, but it's all done in a respectful way, because like I say, all life is sacred as far as I'm concerned, and that's the best way I can sum it up. Unless if someone steps out of line, then I'll be a funny fucker. But you know, I know the people already here, you all are respectable, and I know you get it. But I'm just saying that if anyone's listening later, all right? And then during the week, I'm going to focus on the work for this mod pack and for the TPOSC mod pack. Stuff has happened today that I wasn't expecting, and it's a nice thing. And as long as you're not, you know, you're all willing to join in and you're happy to listen to me rattle on, then rattle on I will, and we'll do that on the weekends. We'll talk about stuff if that's what you want and you'd like. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Okay, all right. That's what we do. All right, folks. Because it's been a very interesting stream. It's not quite what I expected at all. But anyway, there you go. Yeah. So be it. Yeah. Exactly, Python. Strictly again, and that's a lot of what's going on in the world, and what they always try to, the system's always trying to create division between all sorts of groups, whether it's male against female, and that's the oldest one going. Yet women and men are divine, and they make each other so, with their union. The trouble is, that's all changed as well and been screwed up, if we let it as well. Okay, all right, so be it, folks. So the weekends it is. The weekends will be general chat, playing Oblivion. I'll take some time out on Sunday or a Saturday to have a break, and it will be Saturday or Sunday, right, folks, because my family goes out one of those two days. And during the week I'll do the work, and I might still talk and say a few things during the week, but I must stay focused in the work, because otherwise this mod pack will never get out, and I'll never get these other mods done, because I can rattle on, as you can tell. I really can. There's a lot of things, I'll be honest, that it upsets me, and has always upset me, regardless of my age. I've never liked some of the stuff I've seen, and there's some of the stuff I've seen that's really inspired me. As you know, life is a mixed bag. It's a double-edged sword, tragic yet beautiful. As an old hippie friend once said to me, life is a double-edged sword, Nesbit. It certainly is. Anyway, Mark, thank you for joining me. Strictly, thanks for sharing your time, right? I appreciate it. And thank you for your donation, your support. TPOSC needs it. I need it. Thank you. Python, thank you for all you do, mate. And I don't know if... Let me just say something else before I go through, all right? I don't know if you're male or females, and I use the word mate a lot. And I sort of use mate... I always... In my real life, right, I call girls in... Or boys and girls mate. All right, mate? All right? That's me. I'm a simple country folk, all right? All right, I'm a real simple country lad. So, if you have different gender preferences or whatever, I don't mean to cause any offence. I am aware of it, but like I say, I am who I am. I'm not out to cause offence to anyone in any sort of level. All right. So, if I use the word mate, don't be offended. Anyway, Monday, I will be back, right, about 11:30ish. And all through next week, I'll be back about 11:30ish GMT. And I'll be streaming and continuing the testing, all right, folks? If you can support the People of Skyrim, please do, whether that's sharing these streams or donations or anything. I'd really appreciate it. Mark, again, thank you for joining me. Python, Strictly. I'm missing people here. My brain's going dead now. I'm so tired now. Been an interesting stream. Jack, thank you so much, Jack, for all you do. Who else is here? Oh, and Jake at the beginning. Jake at the very beginning joined. I don't know if you're still with me, Jake, but thanks for your support and your patronage and for joining. Mark, you're a Welshman. Yeah, well, my mum's Welsh, and her mum was Welsh, and her husband was Devon. So there you go, Mark. I said in one of my earlier streams, I got a bit confused years ago, because the Welsh and the English are very different. Very, very different in their mindsets. And it's quite interesting, the Welsh family to the English family. So, yeah, cultures are funny things, I tell you. But at the thanks, guy. Yeah, okay, so next week we'll do Oblivion then on the Sundays, and I'll be here all during the week. Mark, I'll see you soon, hopefully. Thanks for joining me. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to leave it there, folks, all right? What an interesting stream. That's all I can say. And the EMB preset is really coming along. Yeah, I bet you do, mate. We have Irish family connections as well. My woman's brother is married to a Southern Cork girl, Irish girl. There's Irish blood in our family, one step back as well. So, it's it's an interesting life. And we got some Scots somewhere as well, I think my mother said. So, but but that's not surprising, really. It's a small island. Anyway, there you go. I love Snowdonia, by the way. I mean, I've been there more than once. Okay, folks, so I'm going to carry on working on this EMB preset. I'm going to be doing some nav mesh work now for the patching because I noticed some performance issues on the island. I'll be back Monday morning about 11:45, 11:30. We'll carry on there. Thanks for your support. Thanks for spending all this time with me. And it's been a nice chat. It's really interesting. So, yeah. So I'll speak to you all soon. I'm Nesbit. You're the people of Skyrim. Good gaming, folks. I'll check that out, Python, okay? I'll check out where you're from. That is... Cheers, Matt. I'm just going to check out this place. Let's have a quick look. Where's that? All right, okay. Okay. Cheers, Python. Okay. I'll see you on the next stream. I'm just checking out where you said you were coming from. And north. Okay. Okay. Next stream, folks. Take care. See ya.